Good evening, Seoul, and thank you, Peter, for inviting me to appear via video at this event. I'm sorry I cannot be there in person, but I'm very excited to hear that we have a big crowd convening in Seoul for the inaugural launch event of Room to Read's new chapter. Chapters play a really critical role in Room to Read's growth. We now have 45 cities around the world. You're number 45, actually, where we have fundraising chapters where dedicated people like yourselves who have benefited from a great education are doing their best to pay that forward and help kids across the developing world to gain that same lifelong gift. I know that many of you, like me, have traveled through some of the most interesting parts of Asia, also some of the most resource-deprived parts of Asia. And on South Korea's doorstep, there are places like Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, countries a little further away like Bangladesh and India and Nepal and Sri Lanka, where kids don't have that same opportunity that we have to gain the lifelong gift of education. So Room to Read is all about taking action to change that situation. We're only 10 years old. We were a startup 10 years ago, and I quit Microsoft when I lived in Beijing to start Room to Read. Like many of you in the room, I was an expat. Now I live on airplanes running Room to Read's operations around the world and fundraising for Room to Read. And this is a very special year for us, 2010, because it's really turned into our year of 10. So we now have 10,000 girls in our long-term scholarship program with a 96% pass rate to the next grade, so we're very proud of them. We've now opened 1,128 schools around the world using the challenge grant model, where the communities co-invest, the governments co-invest, and all of us co-invest in getting these schools open. One new school opens every 25 hours right now under the Room to Read banner. And then finally, our flagship library program and our local language publishing program. We've now put 8 million books in the hands of kids through our network of 10,000 libraries. Over 4 million kids now have access to a Room to Read school or library. And these chapter events are so important to our growth. The chapter events set a goal. I know tonight your goal is to sponsor at least 10 years of girls' scholarships, and we're very thrilled about that. We also want to reach out to corporates. We are a great CSR partner, corporate social responsibility partner, because Room to Read is run like a business. Our management team is mostly made up of corporate refugees, and we want to get more Korean companies involved, especially since so many of them are investing in the growth markets of the future, like Vietnam, like India. We feel we can be a great CSR partner. I'm also thrilled that my book is out in both English and also in Korean. I get emails every week from readers in Korea who are reading this book. We'll be coming out next year with an English as a second language version of the book that we sold through Pearson. And so we're very excited about all the things we have going on. Mostly I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here. I want to invite you into the Room to Read family. We are all about action. We are all about creating a global movement so that every child, everywhere in the world, can gain that incredible lifelong gift of education. Finally, I know that this will resonate in South Korea because here's a society that invests so heavily in education and has one of the best education systems in the world, something of which everybody, whether they be native South Korean or an expat living in South Korea, can so strongly appreciate. What we have with Room to Read is a chance to pay that forward and give that same gift to a kid somewhere in a resource-deprived part of Asia. So again, thank you very much. I hope the event is a big success. All the best.